Guyana government says the resignation of cabinet ministers won't affect its functioning. And in sport, Jamaica to be the first Caribbean nation to host a doubleheader in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. I'm Ricardo Robertson. This is Caribbean in 10 for Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. The Guyana government says the resignation of 4 of its sitting MPs, who are also ministers, will not affect its functioning. It says business goes on, with other cabinet members taking up the responsibilities of Vice President and Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge, Minister of State Joseph Harmon, Minister of Business Dominic Gaskin, and Minister of Public Service Dr. Rupert Roopnarine, who submitted their resignations on Monday in keeping with the court's rulings that people who have dual citizenship are not eligible to sit in the National Assembly. Now, according to Article 183 of the Guyana Constitution, the office of any minister shall become vacant if that person ceases to be a member of the National Assembly for any cause other than the dissolution of Parliament. Minister of Natural Resources Raphael Trotman disclosed that yesterday, a day after the resignations, there was a meeting of the cabinet.
In the interim, as has happened before, when ministers have been unable to attend cabinet, either due to ill health or being out of the country, other ministers are designated by His Excellency to perform the functions, and so we are, as we speak, having other ministers perform the functions of the 4 ministers who have been affected, and so cabinet goes on.
Trotman added that although Greenidge, Harmon, Gaskin and Roopnarine will not sit in the cabinet, they will remain in government service.
We, of course, recognize the human efforts of our comrades and colleagues who have resigned, but not from government, but from the parliament, so to speak. They will continue to function in one capacity or another, and that is going to be announced by His Excellency later on. So it is necessary to give effect to what the rulings are. But as I said, they are not gone altogether from government. They are only resigning from the National Assembly, and as a consequence, not being ministers, they cannot be members of cabinet.
Trinidad and Tobago's National Security Minister Stuart Young says action is being taken to neutralize threats against prison officers following reports that prisoners have vowed to kill 5 of them. He issued a statement last night following a report by the Special Operations Response Team, SORT, that referenced the possible threats. More in this CNC3 News report.
According to the report that was made public on Tuesday, SORT intelligence operatives received information of possible threats to kill 5 prison officers. The information suggested that as a result of a search of a cell at the maximum security prison in Arouca, which led to the seizure of a cell phone belonging to one of the inmates, it states that some of the inmates expressed dissatisfaction with the treatment meted out to them during the search, and as such made clear their intentions to have prison officers killed in retaliation. And while SORT has now gone into high alert, Minister of National Security Stuart Young is warning that the full brunt of the law will be brought to bear on anyone issuing threats against prison officers. The minister said he has asked that an interagency approach be deployed to deal with this incident. He said this is being treated as a priority and resources are being deployed to deal with the threat.
Narcotics police in Jamaica are probing a major international drug network operating between the island and Venezuela. This follows the seizure of almost 250 pounds of cocaine at Gordon Key, Port Bustamante. The cocaine, which has a street value of $120 million, was found in a container shipped from Venezuela. 4 duffel bags containing 95 parcels of cocaine were discovered by police and soldiers, as well as the Jamaica Customs Contraband Enforcement Team. Now, local police are now in contact with their international partners in the probe. And stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
So, what has been established so far in all these investigations that you think that the president could be guilty of, or where he may have a problem? I'll start with you, William.
As of now, there's no actual crime. There's nothing to indict Donald Trump on. Most of the indictments have been unrelated or process crimes related to the investigation. It looks like, more has come out about the FBI and the DOJ and what was happening at the highest levels. There was a silent coup.
I love haunted places. I love unique vibes. I also love fishing. And the location of this river, well, it's a short hop, skip, and a stroll from the Red Line Inn. You know, really, it's all about convenience.
Be careful walking, Patrick. It's tricky. It's tricky to walk in the river. What is it? Tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky.
Run DMC was an American hip-hop group from Hollis, Queens, New York. Run DMC is one of the best-known hip-hop 80s groups, along with LL Cool J.
Topping our midday sports this Wednesday, Jamaica will be the host Caribbean nation to host 2 matches in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. This was announced in a statement yesterday by the hemispheric football body, which also stated that it will be a double header at the National Stadium on June 17th. The statement added that the expansion of the tournament to include first-time hosts in the Central Caribbean and Caribbean territories comes as CONCACAF works to increase access to the game and develop football while ensuring fans experience the highest quality of football in the region. Matches in Jamaica, which will kick off Group C play, will feature the group top-seeded team Honduras as well as the host nation Jamaica. CONCACAF says this summer's Gold Cup will be the first to feature an expanded version with 16 countries vying for continental glory in what is said to be the largest Gold Cup in history. The stage is set with the 16 national teams qualified via the 2018 FIFA World Cup hexagonal qualifier round and the CONCACAF Nations League qualifiers. In other sports now, Barbados and St. Lucia seemed headed for a collision course that will decide who wins the Caribbean Netball Association's Jean Pied Memorial Youth Championship. The 2 teams won both their matches in the 4-day of competition on Monday at the YMCA courts to remain unbeaten in the tournament that concludes tomorrow. After brushing aside Bermuda 41-11 in the morning period, the Barbadians dismissed hosts Antigua and Barbuda 61-3 in the evening session to collect their 4th win. Goal shooter Dahlia Knight led the way for the Barbadian in the evening contest with 28 goals from 36 attempts. Sumara Ben, daughter of former West Indies left-arm spinner Suleiman Ben, netted 20 from 24. Chiara Chase made 9 from 12 and Derricard Haynes 4 from 5. The St. Lucians prevailed 23-22 over Grenada in an early morning contest and returned to crush Bermuda 41-22 in the evening, with Dasha Eugene logging 37 from 46 and Trinice from St. Croix 4 from 5 for the winners. Trinidad and Tobago, behind a 2-1 goal performance from Calicia George, stopped Dominica 30-19. And that's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.